What's going on, sports fans? Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone you are in. I'm Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy. I'm I'm Bill Corpus Crispy Murphy, and welcome to episode 413 of the Sports Insanity podcast on the Sports Insanity Network. Well, folks, I got some bad news and I got some good news. The bad news is Danny Boy Reginald, unfortunately, is not here. He's getting back today from his little birthday trip from in seeing his brother. But the good news, I don't know if we should call this good news, but I guess we might as well call it good news. I am joined by the one, the only, thank God, Mike the Pun Master Rifkin. Rifky, how you doing there, pal?
I really don't think you being joined by me is bad news.
Is
Although,
it?
if you said it in a British accent like Wade Barrett, it might be cooler. I'm afraid
If
I've
I said
got
what in a
some
British
bad
accent?
news.
I
Shout
got
out
some
Wade
bod,
Barrett.
dude. Shout out to who?
Shout out Wade Barrett, one of the greatest British wrestlers of all time.
I got some bod news. You know what? Because Rifky, I think everything sounds smarter in a British accent. Agree or disagree?
I think it sounds more polite,
Like you could say the most trashiest thing in a British accent, and it'll sound classy as hell.
but everything in Britain, though, I mean, all I think of when I think of England, I think of the Simpsons episode in England where Homer hits the Queen.
Yes.
Oh, my favorite scene is still when he's in the jail and they find that he can escape, and he doesn't realize he has to put out the fire before he has to escape. Oh, I
Uh,
digress. Simpsons,
yeah,
greatest
but we got
show.
a but we
Oh,
got a jolly good show here today. We got the NBA playoffs. We got the Rockies firing their manager. We got some other things to talk about. And so, Riff, why are we sitting here talking about it? Well, we can just get to it.
let's get to it.
All right. We got the NBA playoffs. We got the Knicks and the Celtics. The game's going on right now. After being up 2-0, they lost on Saturday. And I want to ask you, Rifkin, because you're a smart fella. Um, do you think the Knicks are in trouble right now?
I think the Knicks have been in trouble this whole series.
Well, because I have been saying we didn't do a show on Friday because
Mhm.
both Reg and I were away. But but here's the thing. I have been saying to myself here that okay, you lose Saturday, you lose a game, shit happens. But I'm thinking they lose Monday, today, it's a whole new series.
Well, here's the thing: in the four games, or in the three plus games, because game four is going on right now, they've trailed most of these games. Now, Boston's chokes in game one and two, well, they just happened, and they get lucky on a couple of Mikal Bridges steals. Now, Boston's starting to hit shots.
Because I was thinking after they lost game two, because I was in Pittsburgh during that, I'm like thinking they're like, oh, Garden should be rocking in game three. And I'm thinking, well, the Garden was rocking. I'm thinking, oh, Celtics, they are gonna be out for blood. They're gonna be out for blood.
The Knicks just haven't shot the ball well. They haven't played well this entire series.
But
I
you
don't
know what
know.
their problem is? And here's what I think the Knicks' problem is, Mike. And while the fourth quarter comebacks have been wonderful and have been awesome, you can't rely on fourth quarter comebacks.
You can't go down 20 every game.
Exactly. You can't go down. You can't you can't go into an ocean you when you can't swim and expect a life raft is going to appear. Yeah, I made that saying up. I know it's hey, it took me a couple
But
seconds to make it up.
here's where you need someone outside of Jalen Brunson to kind of take over and go, you know what? Please allow me to reintroduce myself. I don't know who that guy has to be. Does it have to be the OG? Does it have to be Mikal Bridges? Does it have to be Josh Hart? Because it sure as hell isn't Carl Anthony Towns.
No, it's not Carl and Anthony Towns.
And that's a thing that's also not bothering me, but it's something that they need to figure out because this team at some point is going to have an expectation of getting past the second round. Last year, the excuse was everyone got hurt, and it's a fair excuse. This year's excuse is, well, Boston's the defending world champs. Well, you're up 2-0. You got 2 wins, 2 games handed to you by the Boston Celtics.
Yes.
Go out, play your ass off for 48 minutes. And that's been the definition of this team is we are going to outwork you. I'm tired of people saying, well, Boston's more talented. Obviously, Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum were 2 top 5 picks.
Yeah. I'm watching the Knicks game right now, and McBride just sunk a three-pointer. It's now 48-42 Boston. I am going to say thus far about right now, game four, Mike, that that the Knicks are keeping up with the Celtics.
Listen, if you can go into halftime, how much time's left? Around 6 minutes?
Yes.
Keep this game close.
If you
Listen,
can go into halftime keeping the game close,
if you
then
can
you're
go
in
into
good shape.
if you can go into halftime
Less than 10.
down 10 or less, that's a win.
Because like, here's the thing. You can't keep going down 20 and expect
Yeah.
to pull yourself out of the hole every time. And like, I remember when because I was coming home that day and I was looking at the game on my phone. And when I got home, I was looking at my brother. I'm like, do you think they can pull it out again? And he's like, I don't know. And like that's the thing. Like the Celtics needed to have such a lead that they just bury. That they would have to have such a lead where they could just bury them.
And they did. And look, I think if the Knicks can find a way to win this game, and they're up 3-1, we we know the pressure is going to be all on the Boston Celtics.
Because then you got to go back to Boston.
You well, you're going to have 3 chances to close them out: 2 in Boston, 1 back at the guard.
But you know what? If the Knicks win, and this is one big if the
Yep.
Knicks win, Mike, is it the Knicks series to lose?
If the Knicks win this game, it is their series to lose. By the way, I still think it is their series. I'm going to say this. I don't think it's. I think it's their series to lose because they were up 2-0 also. It's right there for them. And like we said, they haven't played their best basketball yet. And we're still waiting for them to play their best basketball.
Totally agree.
And
But like from what I'm seeing right now, it looks like the Knicks are at least keeping up with them.
you again, you keep it close and you get it in their heads. Remember, we came back from 20 twice.
But like, and I think again that was the big lesson after Game Three. You can't keep going down by 20 and expect you to get out of the hole every time.
Right.
Because how much you want to bet people were thinking, Rifkin? How much you want to bet that people were thinking, okay, they're down by 20, but hey, they came back Monday night, they came back Wednesday night. They're
Can't
probably gonna
think
do
like
it
that.
again.
You can't think like that. Now, I will say this just looking at numbers on the ESPN app from tonight's game, Carl Anthony Towns has 8-8 so far. Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges rather have 9 points each. But the big thing is for the Knicks, Boston's 10 of 18 from three. And the Knicks have yet to go to the free throw line. That's a little worrisome as well.
Well, so far in this game, there's been 8 lead changes, and we're only like not even at halftime yet. While on Saturday, Celtics led the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah. So keep it close. And then you
And
go
they just
from
sunk
there.
another one. It's now 48-44. You know
All
what?
right.
If it's okay with you, Rifkin, we're gonna keep the folks updated throughout
Now
this.
go for it.
Yeah. So, and the Celtics just 3 shot, it's 51-44. But
All right.
no, if you go into halftime, you know what? Even if you're down by 12, I'm not gonna hit the panic button yet.
Figure it out, Tibbs.
Math! Okay, so what do you think of the other series that have been going on in the NBA so far?
Listen, I love this Oklahoma City Denver series. I think it is good, old fashioned. There's a lot of physicality going on. And I still love, I think Jokic has taken over as the best player in the game, the way he dominates every aspect. But man, this Oklahoma City team, they are so unselfish. And yeah, they are, for a lot of them, nameless, but they play like a team.
They
SGA
do.
company are so good. That series is awesome. Indiana, Cleveland, that's basically a wrap. Uh, Disappointed in Cleveland. I know they've had injuries, and I know what Dan Gilbert said, but I'm not buying them coming back from 3-1.
You don't buy it?
No, listen, I love Donovan Mitchell. I still wish the Knicks would have gotten them. They don't have LeBron James. LeBron
Would
James
you
led a
say
charge for a 3-1 comeback in the finals. This team doesn't have that. Maybe they win a game and force it back to Indiana, but I don't think they come back. And then Golden State, Minnesota. I think Golden State's in a must-win spot until they get Steph back. That is just not a good loss. And they've done a decent job on Anthony Edwards. It's been guys like Julius Randle taking over for Minnesota, and much to Knicks fans' chagrin, Julius Randle's played fairly well.
yeah, he's had a good series in Minnesota. So you think so far NBA playoffs have been pretty exciting.
It's got nothing on the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Would you like to enlighten us about that a little bit?
Oh, listen, we're in the second round. We got some good action going. Saturday night in Edmonton, Ranger legend Riley Smith scores with 4/10 of a second left, puts the Golden Knights on the board. They're down 2-1. They got game four tonight. Game four right now in Carolina has the Hurricanes up over the Caps. I think if Carolina wins tonight, I do think that series is over too. It's not a lost year in Washington, though. It was a very good year. And then Florida, Toronto, we got a series. Florida, the home team's won all 4 games. Max Domi's an idiot for what he did at the end of the game last night. Luckily for him, he's not suspended because the Department of Player Safety has no idea what it's doing. That's a whole nother conversation. And then, yeah, so, and then Dallas is up 2-1 on Winnipeg as Connor Hellebuck's road struggles continued yesterday. So, Dallas up 2-1, Carolina up 2-1 into tonight. Edmonton up 2-1 into tonight. And then Florida, Toronto's 2-2.
So, which series you think is going to end this week?
Well, I think if Carolina wins tonight, that's a wrap. Um, well, I think they're all going to end at some point this week. Um, I think if Dallas wins Game 4, I think that's a wrap. Um, I like Winnipeg. I just don't know if they'll win 3 in a row. Vegas Edmonton's interesting because I think if Vegas wins tonight, I'm not saying Vegas is going to win that series. They were my pick beforehand, but Edmonton Edmonton needs a comeback, a big win tonight to go up 3-1. But all these series have been excellent so far. On pace for the most overtimes also in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Really? And how many is that?
I think the number was 26 or 28.
It's now 56-47 Celtics, by the way. 309 left. But no, but getting back to the NBA playoffs. No, these are looking like interesting series. Like the number one Cavs are about to go down.
Yeah.
The Thunder's Nuggets series, I think that's going to be a very with Jokic and everything. I think this is going to be coming down to the wire because it's at 2-2. Game 5 is tomorrow night. I think we I think we have a very intense playoff series going on. And I also want to ask you, Mike, there's also been articles floating around. Do you think these NBA playoffs have been more physical?
I'm going to put this into two categories. I do think the NBA playoffs are a bit physical, and I want them to be physical. Let's go back to the bad boy Pistons era, the 1980s, the 90s, because now here's what makes basketball so not fun to watch for me. Every 5 seconds, somebody's getting called for a foul. And I'm sorry. I get the referees have a job to do, but to have these games decided at the free throw line is ridiculous. I don't need to see these guys who make millions upon millions just shooting free throws and doing a free throw contest. You want to make that part of All Star Saturday night? Go for it, but not during the playoffs.
No. Yeah, so don't make it decided at the free throw line.
Yeah, let the boys play. Open up your eyes.
Do you think NBA is getting the NFL treatment right now?
No, I think the NBA's just gone soft. I think
Because
the
in the NFL, breathing is now a penalty.
okay. I think the difference between the NFL and the NBA is the NFL actually at times is looking for player safety. In the NBA, it's just
Because the
pardon
NFL
me.
is just because the NFL has had concerns about concussions and everything.
Listen, the NFL, there are things I've got. The NBA, it makes no sense.
I
You
can agree.
it's to me like, oh, he poked me on the arm, call the foul. Or, oh, I missed a three. Ref, bail me out. I'm sorry, I can't deal with that anymore. The whining. And by the way, when they don't get the freaking whistle, these guys are complaining like there's no tomorrow.
They're a bunch of babies.
But by the way, Boston, you're one of them. I'm seeing you complain when you're up 25 the other day. Oh, I missed a shot. Ref, bail me out. No, thanks. It's ridiculous. It's unnecessary. You want to just sit there and shoot free throws? Go for it. But I think it's ridiculous the way that these games get officiated.
No, I think so too sometimes.
I, this is a Knick game tonight as I get to the team stats. Boston shot 14 free throws already. The Knicks haven't shot a single free throw. You don't think we don't think what you see what's going on? You're trying to hand the game to the Boston Celtics.
But Mike, everyone wants to see the Celtics.
But also, why have they shot 14 free throws in the first half?
That's a fair point.
You know, if that was their number for the entire game, okay, I'll live with that. That's fine. Because I think it's what, 7 fouls gets you into the bonus? I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I just think the NBA has become cowardly. I'm not even talking Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Hey, that is a very good show, and you will show that show some respect.
Listen, Houston was the man.
Stupid dog, you made me look bad. Booga.
What was the woman's name? Miriam?
Yep.
Miriam? Yeah. Yeah. Old school cartoon references, kids.
Yeah, you don't know what we're talking about, but that's okay. Okay. Some other NBA news. There is talk that Giannis is looking to get traded.
Yeah. Could one out according to Shams.
There is talk that he could be, what's one team I'm hearing about is the Orlando Magic.
It's not the team I was thinking of, but okay.
And because I'm looking it up here, the Orlando Magic could be a player in the any potential Greek Freak sweepstakes due to the unique connection that given the team between Jeff Weltman and consultant Josh Hammond, who drafted Giannis to the Bucks over a decade ago.
I was really hoping it had to do with Disney World.
And I think, and but like here's the thing: are the Magic gonna give a deal extension to Paulo Banchero? He's only 22. If they believe him and Giannis could work together, or part ways with Franz Wagner.
Well, Wagner would have to be part of the deal.
You think so?
Absolutely.
And and I'm also hearing it would have to get a third or fourth team to help facilitate.
Probably for
To
draft capital.
yes, to possibly execute a high profile trade if Giannis does not ask out of Milwaukee and places the Magic on a list of teams he hoped to join.
All right. The Magic are
So,
interesting, but again, not one of the few I thought of.
all right, what are you thinking?
So my first thought when I read this, I thought, you know what? Let's dominate somewhere. Let's have fun with this.
Okay, let's hear it.
Put Giannis to the San Antonio Spurs and pair him with Wemby.
Okay.
So that was one thought. Talk about a team with young players and a ton of draft capital. By the way, they just got awarded the second overall pick in the draft lottery. I want to get to that in a minute too. So there's a possibility. Oh, how about a team still playing? The Oklahoma City Thunder. They have an abundance of draft picks. So they could
Hear the
just say,
thunder,
by the way,
lightning, and the
the
thunder.
Thunder haven't had a superstar player, and all due respect to SGA, they haven't had a superstar game changer since Kevin Durant walked out the door.
Okay.
So there you had Oklahoma City. And then third, the Houston Rockets. They just gave Golden State all they could handle in the first round. They got abundance of picks. They've got a young talent. And by the way, if you're Milwaukee, this makes total sense because you'd be trading Giannis out of the conference. He's
You'll be
not
trading him
standing in
out.
your way.
You'll be trading him out of the conference.
So that to me, those are the three I look at. I think they make a ton of sense. Um, I also wondered would Phoenix do something like that where it's Giannis for Kevin Durant? We get a superstar blockbuster. I don't
Oh
think
my
that
God.
happens, but that would be fun. There's only one, but there's only one thing. There's only one spot I don't want to see Giannis. I do
I
not
think,
want to see Giannis in a Los Angeles Laker jersey.
oh my God. Because how would that be with Anthony Davis,
No,
LeBron,
with Luca and LeBron.
and Bronny?
Yes, Bronny's the real kicker. All right, the Knicks are down 11 at the half.
To down 11 at the half. Okay, we know we said 10, but 11, I'm not
11's
too
right there.
worried.
That's fine.
What was that?
11's right there. That's fine.
Phew. You know,
All right, so yeah, Giannis wanting out. Also, so let's talk about because we talked about it before. I've texted with the old ops guy about it. What about Giannis coming to the guard? Now I thought
yeah,
they
I've been
did.
hearing about that too.
Now I know they gave up a plethora of picks for Mikal Bridges, but I'm wondering this. Now, hear me out. Whatever draft picks you got left, plus a Mitchell Robinson for Giannis, and then I got Giannis, Carl Anthony Towns, and Jalen Brunson, and then OG Ananobi and those guys. The Knicks would be quietly very stacked,
That team would be stocked.
right?
That team would be stacked if, but they're gonna probably ask for Brunson or KAT if they want Giannis.
Although they're not getting runs. I don't think the Knicks are going to trade Jalen Brunson the way he is, turn that franchise around.
Dude, Jim Dolan is in charge.
Yeah, but still, Giannis Brunson changed the culture when he got there.
He did.
Jalen Brunson,
Come on.
between Jalen Brunson and Tom Thibodeau, they changed what the Knicks look like, and they kind of deserve respect.
They kind of do.
So there's that as well. So
So can't so yeah, this is gonna be a very well, the playoffs aren't over yet, but this is gonna be a very interesting off season.
100%. Yeah,
To be
got the
getting Giannis, who's gonna be,
who's gonna look at Kevin Durant? Who's gonna look at, other team, other things that happen over the summer?
it's gonna be a very interesting off season.
And it starts with the draft. By the way, the draft lottery was tonight. The Dallas
Yes.
Mavericks won it, and it's a freaking rig show.
How is it a rigged show, Rifki?
All right, the Dallas Mavericks had a 1.8% chance to win the damn lottery. They win
Okay.
the lottery. Now, I want you to think real hard about this. What was the most talked about thing during the NBA season? the Luka Doncic trade.
Yes.
And everyone called for Nico Harrison's head, and we still are. And because we all know Adam Silver serves at the feet of the real commissioner, LeBron James, he allowed the Luka thing to go down. And then we're going to top this off. Let's throw Dallas a bone for being such good sports. They're going to get the number one overall pick, and Cooper Flag is going to play with Kyrie and Anthony Davis. Yay. So Dallas gets what they want. The Lakers get what they want. Adam Silver still doesn't have any hair. Yay. Everybody
And
wins.
he's still bowing down to his overlord, LeBron James.
Well, by the way, dude, just retire already.
I agree.
You got nothing to prove. You've won enough championships. You'll never be the greatest player of all time, but that's good for you.
And he's got like most of the records, so
And you got the
LeBron,
money.
time to go. Just retire.
Have fun. Like, live your life. Like my guy Ti says, live your life.
In the words of, but you know what? In the words of the greatest Batman movie, The Dark Knight, you either die a hero or guess what? You've never seen The Dark Knight,
I
Mike?
have. I was just hoping you were going to finish it.
Or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain?
Of course,
And I
I've
think
seen the dark.
LeBron has
Okay, of
long
course I've seen the Dark Knight. Christian Bale's the second greatest Batman of all time,
behind Keaton, right?
behind Keaton.
Yeah, but no, I think LeBron has lived long enough to see himself become the villain.
He's a villain in my story.
But no. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting summer when it comes to the NBA. Okay, let's move to the hardwood. Look from the hardwood to the diamond.
Diamond Dallas Page.
The the Colorado Rockies fired their manager, Bud Black, this week. Yesterday.
A day after the owner backed him, too.
And after they had a unacceptable 7-33 start. Like that is 2020, that is last year White Sox level. What do you think?
I'm tired of this. I
Tired
am
of what?
so tired of this. We saw it the other day with the Pirates when they fired their manager, and we see it now with Bud Black.
And just with the Pirates, real quick, I was actually at the game Friday night, the first game of their new manager, Don Kelly. Pirates beat the Braves 3-2.
Shout out the Braves for losing that game. Look,
Andrew McCutchen hit an RBI double that was that close from being a home run.
here's my thing. We all want these teams to be competitive. We love it when these small market teams are competitive. But to quote Family Guy, you know what really grinds my gears?
Let's hear it, Rifke.
When these stupid ass cheap owners cry when the Los Angeles Dodgers of Brooklyn spend money. When now there's a luxury tax called the Steve Cohen tax. Meanwhile, you don't spend a freaking dime to make your team better. All off season, what was said about the Pittsburgh Pirates? They need a right-handed bat or any bat. What they do? They sat on their hands and did squat. The Colorado Rockies. What did you do this winter? Nothing. We're hoping Chris Bryant can stay healthy. Chris Bryant hasn't been healthy in 5 years. Meanwhile, let's not forget the Colorado Rockies are the same team that let Trevor Story walk in free agency, traded Nolan Arenado along with $50 million to the St. Louis Cardinals. And I don't even know what the hell you got back because none of those guys are on the team anymore.
No,
And you
I
want to complain, sorry, Bill, but you want to complain when the Dodgers are spending all this money. Well, here's the news flash. And Bill's favorite person in life is Rob Manfred.
uh,
If that guy actually had the balls to grow a set and tell some of these small market owners, hey, start spending a little bit instead of complaining, or you know what? Get the F out and sell the damn team to someone who actually gives a damn.
no, I agree because I feel like, and this isn't just about baseball, this is just all these owners in general. My problem is, Mike, and I'm talking about rich owners of all sports, not just baseball. Is that okay if I broaden the picture a little bit?
No, go for it.
Because I feel like these billionaires, they don't really know anything about the sport.
No, they just think it's cool to run a team.
And the problem is they run these teams like it's a business. And yeah, technically it is a business. But the thing is, when you look for places to cut costs, I'm like, okay, you're not running a team. You're not sounding like you're running a baseball team. You sound like you're running a company. Like you can't run a. Help me explain this. Like when I say, yeah, sports is technically a business, but you can't run your team like you run a business.
Listen, you have to listen. It's very simple. You have to spend your money wisely. And giving Chris
Agreed.
Bryant a 7 year, $182 million contract when he's had back issues, no offense to Chris Bryant, that is not a smart deal. Hey, Pirate fans, remember when you guys drafted Garrett Cole first overall from UCLA? By the way, you let it play out so poorly, you traded him to the Astros because your owner didn't want to pay Garrett Cole and didn't want to build a team around him. And you're going to face the same damn situation in a couple of years with Paul Skeens.
And you want to know something? When I told you I was at the Pirates game the other night,
Yes.
and it suffers throughout the fans because when we were getting ready to go into the stadium, I remember my mom is looking at my mom. I love my mom, and a belated Happy Mother's Day to all the great moms out there. You're doing great. Um, my we're looking for the gate to go in, and my mom asked this one gentleman, she goes, "Hey, do you think this gate's right to go in?" And then he goes, "Listen." And it was like the season ticket holder line, and he's like, "Listen, they do like they only get like 8,000 fans."
And it's a beautiful ballpark.
It is. Like I said, I just went there
Yeah.
Friday. It's a
It's a
beautiful
beautiful
stadium.
park. A couple of weeks ago on Batter Up, we talked about places we'd love to go see a game. You know what was on my list? Coors Field. But I'm not going to go spend money for an owner that doesn't give a shit. Listen,
And
as go ahead.
and no, and from where we were sitting, the tickets, I think they were only like $50. And like at Yankee Stadium, the tickets would have been at least $200. I'm like, because we had like field level, third base, and
Yeah.
the whatchamacallit, the the usher was telling us, listen, if nobody's really sitting in these seats and you guys want to move around a little bit, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
That's totally cool with me because usually at Yankee Stadium they are like super
Yeah,
strict
you
about
can't
that.
do it.
At some ballparks they are like super strict. That's your seat. That's your seat. And if you don't like it, you can leave. Like here, they're like, listen, if nobody sits here, then you can move around.
Yeah.
We don't really. We get 8,000, maybe 18,000 on a good day.
And by the way, the NL Central is going to be wide open this year. The Pirates right now are 12-27, 9.5 back. I'm not saying the season's over, but you got to get back to 500 first. And the Bud Black, I hope you get another gig because you got robbed in Colorado. Because guess what? No pitcher wants to go pitch there, and your owner's too cheap and too stupid to do anything smart.
I can agree with you on that.
And that's what bothers me. So, as a Met fan, we complained for years about the Wilpons. We called them the coupons, but at least the Wilpons took shots. Carlos Beltran, Pedro. Don't mess with the Zohan Johan Santana. Jason Bay, Pirate legend, also had a walk-off hit off of Mariano Rivera.
Ugh.
But what I'm saying is the Pirates don't take those risks. The Rockies aren't taking those risks. And this is where Rob Manfred goes, listen, I'm tired of you guys complaining about the big market team spending when you don't want to spend a dime. If you don't want to be here, get out.
When they go, well, we don't have the money. You have the money. You just don't want to spend it.
Yep.
You have the money. You just don't want to spend it. And like, this is why I don't like when these billionaires in any sport, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, when
Yeah.
these billionaires and millionaires, these multi-million dollar business owners or billion-dollar business owners, when they buy sports teams, they don't treat it like it's a sports team. They treat it like it's just another one of their businesses. And you know what? It kind of reminds me, if talk about football first. Let's talk about football for a second. Like
Yeah.
with the Giants, when Bob Tisch bought his share, and Bob Tisch is a billionaire. Billionaire. The Tisches have been in the film and entertainment business. Bob Tisch was the postmaster general. He's owned a bunch of businesses, so he didn't need to do the Giants. But you know what? He came in, and I give him credit for honesty. He told Wellington Mara, listen, I know next to nothing about football. So here's how our arrangement's going to be. You take care of the football, I'll sign the checks.
But and right, that's a smart way business works. If and this is where you see in some sports a president of X operations work. But some of these owners just they don't care.
If you want to have an owner that's like, hey, if you want to have co-owners, like one that's like, hey, okay, I'll take care of the baseball decisions, the football decisions, the basketball decisions, the hockey decisions, and you just take care of the business side. You just sign the checks, you do the contract stuff. That's cool, fine, whatever.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah, but that's like the thing here is these business people, they think they know next to nothing about the sport they do, but yet they think they can do both the sports side and the business side. But the problem is, again, they run the sports team like like it's one of their businesses.
Yeah.
And they have no idea, or those owners who step in, David Tepper from Carolina, anyone?
Cheers, pal.
Like, let the freaking football people, let your front office do their freaking job.
It's why they were hired.
And like that's like a lot of these owners, these billionaire owners, if they know nothing about sports, then if you want something about sports, then let your front office people do the job. Let the front office people do their job.
It amazes me.
Yeah, but no, but what you said with the Pirates, with the Rockies, it's like these owners, and with the Pirates especially, they're not doing anything to, like, because I was listening to Pittsburgh sports coverage, they were saying, well, they have no plans outside this year of what's going to happen next year with the new manager. I'm like, again, actually freaking do something. Because you know what? Let me put this in business terms for you. When it's a bad product, people don't use it anymore.
And by the way,
People don't
people,
buy it anymore.
your own people get tired and then ask out. You, how many people are going to a Pirates game tomorrow if Paul Skeens demands to be traded?
Like I said, like they were only getting like 8,000 fans that probably would drop drastically. Like if that was a game that if Paul Skeens was pitching on Friday, I guarantee you that game, the attendance in that game would be at least double of what it was.
Yeah,
Because Paul Skeens right now is the best pitcher in baseball.
he's up there.
But that's the problem. It's I think these owners got to know if you sell a bad product, people aren't going to buy it anymore. People aren't going to want anything to do with it anymore. The
You would
people
think
who,
people understand that.
the players, the staff, they're all going to want to opt out. They're all going to want to leave, and the fans aren't going to buy tickets anymore. Then what are you going to do? Are you finally going to smarten up and sell?
Nope, they're not going to care.
But when you have a business that's no longer giving you money, that's no longer bringing you money, what are you going to do?
They're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, so yeah, and that's the thing with these horrible teams. They just don't do anything to fix them. They don't do anything to fix them.
Mm-mm. As long as you keep putting money in their pocket, they don't care.
Like, look at George Steinbrenner. When he came in, a lot of people don't remember this. The Yankees sucked.
Yeah,
And when he made those changes, he said, when he bought them in 1973, he said, give me 3 years, we'll be in a championship. And he was right. He was correct. He was like, give me 3 years, we'll be in a championship.
yeah.
But we
You could
don't
have
have
Steve.
any George
Well,
Steinbrenners
look
around
at how
anymore.
Steve Cohen's turned around the Mets.
Oh, absolutely. But we don't have those type of owners anymore. Okay, we
No,
have like the Steve Cohens, we have the Dodgers owners, but we don't have like the George Steinbrenners anymore.
no,
We have these billionaires who just want to save a buck.
damn billionaires. By the way, if you want help, make it public. Go, do what the Packers do. Let people buy shares of the team.
Yeah, so who do you think's more going to be like the White Sox of last year, the Rockies or the Pirates?
Oh, it's gonna be the Rockies,
Hey, at
mainly because
least
they
the
still
White
pull.
Sox have a super fan now. At least they have a very famous fan right now.
It's true.
And you know who it is.
Oh yeah,
It's Pope. It's the Pope.
my guy, the Pope.
Did you see like there was rumors going around that he was a Cubs fan and Wrigley Field flashed congratulations, Pope Leo the 14th.
And now he's a White Sox fan. It's kind of funny.
And they said no, he's a White Sox fan. And they showed a video of him and he was at game 1 of the 2005 World Series. So at least the White Sox, as bad as they are, they now have a super famous fan now.
I think they have two super famous fans because I think Steve Bartman may have changed teams after his little
Wherever
accident.
he is.
Shout out Steve Bartman.
Yeah, but the Rockies got nothing. The Pirates got nothing. And are they going to change the season around? Don't hold your breath.
They're 6-33. You know who the Rockies kind of remind me of?
Who?
You've seen the movie Major League.
Yes.
That's who they are. With an owner who doesn't spend money and doesn't want to do anything. So,
But they're rich.
but they rich.
They rich.
Oh,
Now, all right. Speaking of baseball, I just thought this was fun yesterday. During the Yankees A's game on Mother's Day, Aaron Judge hit a home run off his brother Jace.
oh. pitchers have to stop pitching to him. It's getting ridiculous. I
Well,
don't
they
know
should just
why these teams are so stupid and still pitching to him.
they should just walk him, Rifkin.
Yes, give him the Barry Bonds treatment. He's the only guy in the Yankee lineup that should scare people.
Is Aaron Judge.
Mainly because if he strikes out, he'll go to his cousin Judge Judy.
Is he? Is she his cousin?
I have no idea, but
Did
it
you
sounds
see?
good.
No, but you know who I would have been scared of the other night in the Yankee lineup?
Rice
J-
Aroni.
Jason Dominguez.
Oh. Well, he's a Marsh. He's not really from this world.
Making him the youngest Yankee player with a three home run game.
Okay. Good for him. He's taking a lot of flack early in the year.
He is the three home run games, seven RBIs. He is the youngest player in Yankee
But does
history
it
to do
really count if
so.
it's in a minor league stadium?
Oh, you're gonna be the well actually guy now, aren't you?
Listen, I'm not going to be that guy because 3 home runs at any stadium is really impressive. But it happened in a minor league ballpark.
It
I
happened
don't
in a
think
minor league ballpark.
Mickey Mantle didn't hit 3 home runs in a minor league ballpark. Derek Jeter didn't hit 3 home runs in a minor league ballpark. Giancarlo Stanton might have.
You're being that guy, aren't you, Rifkin?
Not really. I'm just more having fun.
But no, I thought it was cool yesterday that Judge hit a home run off his brother on Mother's Day. I wonder if their mother was there. And his mother probably reminding the brother, this is why your brother's the more talented one, honey.
Yeah, I don't think she's saying that.
I hope she isn't. But yeah, so that is all for baseball today. So football, we got some game schedule released, didn't we?
We have some games that have been announced. Yes. The
The
full
oh
schedule comes out on Wednesday, though.
the opener, the Super Bowl champion Eagles will be
With
taking
with
on,
star running back Saquon Barkley.
what was that?
With star running back Saquon Barkley. I am number one.
Oh, you're a different type of number one, pal.
I'm number one
Um,
in everyone's heart.
are
Rifkin
you?
2028 will make it happen.
Rifkin, we told you this is not a platform for you to promote your presidential campaign.
Too little, too late.
But but no, Eagles and Cowboys.
Which means you're not watching it, right?
I might watch it. I might watch it just to see if old ops guy's having a stroke during the game.
That's happening regardless.
All right, who's gonna have to revive him?
I'll go Apache.
I vote Patchy as well. But nah, okay. So what other games do we got that were released today, Rifkin?
So this is from the NFL's Twitter. You just announced week 1. Black Friday. The Philadelphia Eagles will be in action again. They will host the Chicago Bears.
Ah, Bears.
Christmas Day. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Christmas night. We will get a gift in prime time as the Kansas City Chiefs will host the Denver Broncos.
Is that the Netflix game?
That is a prime game.
Okay.
Um, Black Friday also on Prime. And
I
then
hate these prime games.
week 16, we get a Fox doubleheader. First game features your two favorite teams, Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles, taking on Jaden Daniels and your Washington Commanders. While the second game will feature the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. And let's see if there's anything more. Uh, it looks like so far those are the only ones that have leaked out.
The full schedule will be released
Wednesday.
on Wednesday. And I just want to give a fair warning to fans. Don't make any travel arrangements until the stadium is officially out. Yeah, don't make any travel arrangements until the schedule is officially out. Am I right, Rifkin?
Oh, yeah.
Because like some people, I remember with the Giants, there was this joke going like, "Oh, don't don't make any arrangements until the schedule's out." And then guess what happens? You find out that the Giants Buffalo game is going to be in the middle of December where it's going to be 30 below zero.
Yeah, have fun. I ain't going.
And the game ended up being in October.
No, no. Listen, the other thing I love about the schedule releases are the team social media teams that put out the fun stuff with it.
Oh, I love those.
Those are phenomenal.
Ali and I usually do a shout out to Ali Wiener. We usually do a tier rank of the schedule release videos.
I think the best one over the years has been the Chargers.
Yeah, theirs has been pretty good.
They've been great. So, yeah,
I wonder if we're gonna do one this year. I don't know. She's been busy. I've been busy.
who knows?
Maybe you and I could do one.
Yeah, maybe.
You have to put up with me again, but
Put up with worse. I've spoken to Moser on a daily basis.
is he promoting his OnlyFans?
He might be. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in a couple of days.
Moser, if you're watching, we're just joking.
No, but listen, we're getting back to that time. Football season's right around the corner.
I know.
So the Giants going to win more than two games this year?
I hope so. I hope so.
Uh, Also, shout out Derek Carr.
Oh yes.
Announced his retirement the other day due to a shoulder issue. And now the Saints say they have an open quarterback competition between the other three quarterbacks on their roster. So
This is why you should have gotten someone early in the draft.
this is also why the New Orleans Saints have been stupid for the last 3 years, where they've needed to rebuild this whole team.
Totally agree.
Blow it up, baby.
But also, the New Orleans Saints front office has been too busy being the PR department for the New Orleans Archdiocese. We covered that story back in February. Go check that out.
I thought they were just worried about the Saints that come marching in. Oh,
But
you think the Pope likes the Saints?
nah, he's a Bears fan.
Ah,
Did you
the
see the memes
Bears.
of him coming out in like Bears paraphernalia? It was a meme.
The Bears.
Did you see it was one of the Chicago? Da Pope, da Pope. Yeah, I wonder if the Pope is a Bears fan. I don't think he's gonna have much time to watch football now, though.
Yeah, I don't know. If he has to give up swearing during Bears games, I don't know.
I wonder if they're gonna be like, Your Holiness, we got something very important to talk to you about. Hey, can't wait. I'm watching the Bears game. I'm watching the Bears game right now, guys. This can wait. But your holiness, I'm the freaking Pope. I could do what I want. But yeah, so football season is actually right around the corner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Schedule
Well,
released Wednesday. Get your fantasy draft set up.
and we'll see where we go from there. Okay, well, that is it for today. Mike, thank you for joining me today.
Not a problem. Anytime.
I know you had to put up with me today, so thank you for your service to our network.
Listen, for my good friend Danny Boy Reginald, I would do just about anything. I would give him Mosier's kidney. I would put up with you.
If you want to know more, go to www.thesportsanitynetwork.com. Check out our blogs, our history. Check out our podcast available on all platforms. And check out all our stuff here on YouTube. Batter Up, Bombers Banter, 1-to-1. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And from all of us here at SIN, stay safe and take care. We'll see you next time.
And let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.